Hey everybody, this is Steven with Virgin Cow. Today is February 26th, 2011. I just sold my Mesa Boogie triple rectifier amp. So before it leaves my hands, I've got to do a quick video and show some of the features on this amp. It's a phenomenal amp, so I just want to run through it. I'm not going to be playing anything too extravagant, just some simple chords, but I mainly just want to focus in on the features of the amp and what's involved. So to start out with, I've got my Bob Hartman Jekyll and Hyde guitar. I've got a monster rock cable going straight into the front end of the amp. I've got my Clayton 1mm picks, and I've got my Gensbins 212 cabinet. Okay, so start out with, I've got it on channel 1. Now channel 1 is the clean channel. You see the green button there. Now the EQs on my bass, I've got the bass at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I've got the mids at about 12:15, and I've got the treble on about 12 o'clock. The presence is about 9:15. The master is about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock or so. And the gain is about, I don't know, say 11 o'clock or so. Now it's got this little switch right here. You can switch between clean and pushed. Now right now I've got it on the clean setting. And I've got my bridge pickup here. Nice clean sound. Nice clean. Very clean, very articulate. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch this little switch from clean to pushed. All I'm going to do is push this down, leave all the EQs the same. Nice, real nice crunchy overdrive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the master up just a hair. Turn the master up to about 12. And I'm going to turn the gain up to about 12:30, 1 o'clock or so. Nice. Extremely nice overdrive. Really rocking. And let me turn the gain up just a hair more here. Or turn the gain up to about, I don't know, we'll say 3:30, somewhere around there. Nice. Very nice hard rock tone there. And we're just on channel 1. How phenomenal is that? Now it may be kind of difficult to switch between clean and push in the middle of a song. It would be nice if that's foot switchable, but it's not. But anyway, that's just channel 1. Now what I'm going to do, I've got my foot switch. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to channel 2. That's the orange channel here. This is channel 2. Again, I got my EQs about the same. The bass is at about 12:30, mids at about 12:30, and treble at about 12:30. Presence all the way off. Master's at about 9:30 or so. And the gain is at about 12 o'clock. Again, we've got a switch here. Now this, I usually keep this on the vintage setting, which is the middle setting. But you've got all the way up is raw, in the middle is vintage, and all the way down is modern. So let's start it out with the raw setting. Now that's like a gain switch, and I'm going to show that in just a second. We're going to start out with the raw setting. Alright, let's go to the vintage setting, which is where I normally keep this channel. Nice. Adds a lot more gain. Really crunchy. It's got a lot of edge to it. Absolutely love that setting. Now I'm going to go down to the modern setting here. All I'm doing is flipping the switch here. Go down to the modern setting. Nice. Oh, we're just on channel 2, and you can see all the gain that is in this monster of an amp. And man, this is just phenomenal. Now let's go ahead and go to channel 3. Go ahead and go to the red channel here. This is channel 3. Again, my bass is at about 12:30, mids at about 12, treble at 12, presence all the way off. This master is at about 9:30 or so, and I got the gain at about 12:30, 12:45, somewhere around there. And again, you got this three-way switch. So I'm going to start out with the raw, push it up to the raw setting there. pretty darker sounding, a lot darker sounding, but it's got some more gain, even more gain. Now let's go to the vintage setting, which is where I normally keep this channel. Getting more metal right there. Awesome, awesome. Let's go down to the modern setting here. That is a heavy setting right there. Now notice I did not change any of my EQs. All I did was flip these switches, and this is like almost like a gain switch. It just adds more gain on top of more gain on top of more gain. Phenomenal metal amp. Now you guys should see why a lot of bands use these amps, because it's got a lot of headroom, a lot of gain, and it's just a monster of an amp, just a monster of an amp. And like I said, I don't even have the gain turned all the way up. I don't even have the gain turned all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on the vintage setting. And now it's got this, you got a solo, you got your master output and a solo output. My master output is probably on 830. It's way down there. And you can see how, you can hear how loud this amp is. I don't even have this thing turned up halfway yet. Now this solo button, I've got it on about 9 o'clock. I barely have it above the master output. So I'm going to leave this channel 3 on the vintage setting, and I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to click the solo button on the foot switch, and I'm going to engage the solo, which is barely above the master output. Here it is regular. Now with the solo button. Nice. Very nice. And like I said, I've got my EQs pretty much set up evenly across the board. I don't have the gain turned up at all. Just barely halfway, a little over halfway. And for what I usually play this on, I kept channel 2 and 3 both on the vintage settings. So I don't even have the gain switches all the way up. So it's just a monster of an amp. It's got a lot of gain. And man, it is loud, loud, loud. I mean, you can imagine. Here, I'll give you a little taste. I'm going to flip channel 3 down to the modern setting, play a little bit, and then click in the solo button. Check this out. Monster of an amp. Monster of an amp. Now here's something else that's really cool about this. In the back of the amp, I'm not going to turn it around. I don't want to damage the amp while it's on. But you can actually switch between 6L6s and EL34s. I've got 6L6s in it now. You can switch between vacuum tubes or silicone diodes. And you've also got a bold and a spongy switch, which is almost like your output level. And it just gets really tight and everything. And I don't have time to go through all the whole manual with everybody, but I know on these channels, each channel has its own little characteristics depending on where you put the gain, if it's past 12 o'clock, before 12 o'clock. The same thing with the presence and the treble knobs. I mean, you could really, really, really tailor this amp to your sound. It's a phenomenal amp. I'm really going to miss it. I'm really going to miss it when it goes. I just hope that the person that I sold it to is going to take care of it. He did let me know that if he's ever going to sell it again, he's going to call me. He's going to call me again and give me first dibs on it. But it's been an awesome amp. I absolutely loved it. But I sold it, and we'll just have to see what comes next. But listen, man, I've got plenty of more amps. I got a ton of gear that we're going to go through. You can go to my website at virgincow.com/gear.html to see all of my other amps and all of my other pedals and guitars. And we're going to have more videos coming soon where I'm going to display a lot of that stuff and play through a lot of it, so you guys can get an idea of what I've got and what I play through. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is Steven with Virgin Cow, and we'll see you guys next time.